In 51 BC, Julius Caesar is deep in the Gallic Wars, battling tribes across modern day France. He's ambitious, seeking to expand Rome's influence far beyond its borders. But war is a game of strategy and secrecy, and Caesar knew that all too well. As he pushed deeper into enemy territory, his need for secure communication became critical. Messages with orders for troop movements and attack strategies had to reach their generals, sometimes hundreds of miles away. So, this essentially was the problem. Caesar wanted to send secret messages to his soldiers. And in the ideal situation, which we have on the screen, all he does is give the soldier the message and he goes and delivers it. However, in reality, many of these messages were intercepted by the enemy. And after interception, the enemies could read the messages, understand Caesar's battle plans, and proceed to defend against these battle plans adequately. So, this was the problem Caesar was facing, and he needed to come up with a unique solution such that even if his spies were captured and the messages were read, the enemies will still not be able to understand what his plans were. And Caesar thought for a long time about how to solve this problem. Finally, he came up with a solution. Caesar decided to use a cipher. Now, a cipher is essentially a tool that hides the true meaning of words that have been sent in through it. That is, if you send a word through a cipher, what comes out on the other end is encoded. And this occurs in a process known as encryption. So Caesar would send these messages to his soldiers, who would now decrypt it using the same cipher, and then they would get the original message back, and they will know exactly what Caesar wanted them to do. So the advantage of this was that even if enemies intercepted the message, they could not understand what it meant because it was encoded. It was only the soldiers, after deploying the decryption process, who could understand the message coming in from Caesar. So now Caesar could send his spies, and even if some of them are intercepted, the enemy could still not understand his plans and therefore would not be able to respond appropriately. And all Caesar had to do was to ensure that at least one of his spies passed through the enemy territory or passed through unsafe territory, and his message would be understood and decoded by his soldiers. So, in a situation whereby he wanted them to attack from the right, for instance, all he had to do was to pass the message through Caesar's cipher, get a decoded response, and send it to his soldiers on the other side. Now, his soldiers on the other side will take the encrypted message, they will decode it, and then they will proceed to follow his plans. This was the origin, this was one of the identified origins of the art of cryptography, which we hope to make more videos on in subsequent months. Understanding Caesar's cipher allows us to appreciate the origins of the field of cryptography. And this is why we have decided to do a video series on cryptography. Now, if you're wondering how exactly does Caesar's cipher work, then all you have to do is to just sit down, relax, and watch the next video in the series. Thank you.